Okay, we are going to start our class by asking everyone to stand for the Lord's Prayer. Kavion since he's been leading the prayer, he's going to lead the prayer. Everybody follow along. The Lord's Prayer. Everybody, this is important. Let's pray. Turn to the front.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, and give our debt to us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Passing it back to Miss Jones.
Let's give Kavion a clap for saying the Lord's Prayer, leading us in the Lord's Prayer. Okay, today, our lesson today is going to be about leadership. Leadership is a very important lesson. Like I had told you guys before, that you are different. You should be doing things different from the kids out in the world. You should be following the rules of the commandments. You should not be having your cell phones in the class, Kavion, and things like that. We have to follow the rules of God, our God. So leadership is very important. The first thing I want to say about leadership is every time you're in a position to be a leader, you should be a prayer. You should pray. You should say a prayer. Always pray to God. Do everybody know some of the people some examples of leaders is like your safety patrols. Those are leaders. They help people cross the street. There is children and adult safety patrols, security officers, firefighters, librarians, pastors, adults too. All these are leaders. Being a good leader. So to start our lesson, we are going to turn to Philippians, the 2nd chapter, 3 and 4. We would like to have a volunteer reader. Level 2. Philippians, 2nd chapter, 3 and 4. Kavion is going to read from the Holy Bible. Philippians? He's going to turn to it. Philippians, 2nd chapter, 3 and 4.
Philippians 3 and 4.
It's the 2nd chapter and verses 3 and 4.
Okay.
It's 3 and 4. The 2nd Philippians 3 and 4. Yes.
This is Philippians chapter 2, 3 to 4. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in low lines of mind, let each esteem another better themselves. Look not every man on his own thing, but every man also on things of others.
Let's get Kavion a clap for the reading of the word. said is leaders should uplift others and hear constituents' wishes. That means constituents means a part of a whole. Instead of saying I'm smarter than everyone else, so I'm just going to do things my way. Leaders listen to other peoples that they are leading and make decisions that are best for everyone. Leaders are good listeners and they are not selfish. Do anybody know what selfish means? What's selfish? That is right. Selfish means when you only care about yourself and what you want. That's not being a good leader. A good leader is honest. Do anybody know what that means? Honest. What is honest? When you tell the truth. When you tell the truth. A good leader is trustworthy. Who wants to answer what is trustworthy?
You can trust them no matter what.
Yes, you have to be trustworthy. Number one, if you don't tell the truth, could other people trust you?
No.
All right. And he said no. Why is it hard for other people to trust you? Anybody want to tackle that? Me? Why is it hard for other people to trust you?
Because you maybe sometimes, almost sometimes, you don't always tell the truth and you always make nothing up.
All right, if you don't tell the truth, then other people is not able to trust you. So it is very important for a leader to be trustworthy. A good leader is a good listener. A good listener is someone who listens. Number one, if you're trying to talk to, say, Cedarian, and he's on the telephone, is that being a good listener? If you're trying to talk to Cedarian and he's on the telephone, is he listening to you?
No.
No, that's not being a good listener. Okay, if you're a line leader in school, should you just open the door for yourself and let the door shut on other students, or should you hold the door for all students to come in?
No.
Which one should you do?
Actually, like in our school, we have to open the doors for our first floor and the other kids.
Oh yeah, tell us what how you. That's a good leader.
Yeah, because the kids whenever like want to pee or something, we have to push the door and then push it and then keep on walking and the other kid push it then keep on going like that. Or we'll let one of the kids just hold the door.
Okay, so a good leader looks out for everyone. That's basically what that's saying, and not just for themselves. So we want to look out for everyone that we are leading. That is the start of what a good leader is. Let's go on to 1 Timothy 4th chapter and 12th verse. Who wants to read? This is one verse. 1 Timothy 4th chapter and 12. One of the level 2s that haven't read yet. Let's give it up for Jolanda is volunteering to read this for us. That's nice of you to say something nice.
Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity.
So this is basically saying age is irrelevant to being a good leader. You can be a good leader at your age. Say there's a boy, everybody listen up. Say there's a boy at your school and he is mentally ill, a brain disorder. They don't think the way you do. You guys know that? You guys ever had somebody that has not had the abilities that you had? Like they may not have legs, they may not be able to walk like you or jump, or they might not have arms, or their brain is not as smart as yours, or they may not move the way you do. So this is really quick. Every time the teacher turns her head, someone throws a paper at him. He can't talk to tell on the other children. So he cries, and the teacher don't know why he's crying because he can't talk. At lunchtime, when the teacher is busy, the student in the class takes his food. Now he's rubbing his belly because it hurts, and the teacher don't know why. At PE time, when the teacher is not looking, the children that gets in trouble all the time pinched him on his arm. Now he has red marks all over him, and the teacher tells his mom, I think he pinches himself. But look, you saw what happened. So level 1, is God, Yahweh, is he happy with this? Want to tell us with that situation?
No, because you should now do nothing like that.
Okay, thank you. Deontay. Okay, level 2. If you were in this class and saw what happened, would you be a good leader? And why? I need 2 people to tell me. Who wants to start? Level 2. I'm going to tell me what, if this was your classroom and you saw this.
What would I do? At first, I would tell them, you're wrong. It's because I've seen everything that happened, and you should be sent to the principal office right now because they're disrespectful in my way.
Very good, Clavion. Very good. Is Clavion being a good leader? Yes. Who else want to tell us, answer this question? So what would you do as a leader?
I confront him, and then tell our teachers, and then send him to the principal's office, like you said.
But you would want him to go to the principal, but you would correct the children that's doing it wrong by telling them what?
That's not nice.
That's not nice to do that. Exactly. So these are 2 people in our class that is chosen, if this was their situation, to be a good leader. Level 1, what kind of children are these that does that? He said, let's hear him say this. What kind of children that does this?
Bullies.
These are called bullies, he said. All right. That is true. How does this child feel? Have you guys ever thought about that? This kind of a child. How does this child feel that's being, these things are happening to him? He can't talk. He can't tell what happened. People are being mean to him. How does he feel?
He's feeling sad.
He's feeling sad. Do anybody know? Like, does this go against the commandment of God that we learned last week? This situation does go against, because you go against the commandment of God. So I'm asking all of you, are you at an age? Yes, Kavion.
No, this is a bathroom sign.
Huh?
This is the bathroom sign in our class upstairs.
Okay. Yes.
We had talked about bullying at our school. I thought for it.
Well, Deontay said that they've been talking about bullies at their school. Tell us now.
If you be a upstander, you get in a way and tell the bully to stop bullying a kid. If you be a bystander, you don't know what to do and you're feeling scared.
All right, he has shared with us some teaching from his school about being a bully. And by standing up, if you don't stand up, then you're not doing a favor. You're not being a good leader either, as we're talking about today. So standing up for people that you see bully is also very important. Okay, so everybody understand that we are leaders, so we have to be able to stand up for situations like this. You guys understand? Because God expects us to help others that is not able to help themselves. So 1 Thessalonians 5:14 is our last verse. You ever read that?
No.
1 Thessalonians 5:14. Come on, so one verse.
Now we exhort you, brethren, warn them that are unruly, comfort the feeble-minded, support the weak, be patient toward all men.
Okay, it says leaders are patient with everyone, regardless of their capabilities. And I am proud to give you an example of one of our leaders that I'm going to talk about right now. And this leader is one of our leaders, and she is known to be a hero in our community. And her name is Harriet Tubman. So we're going to ask everyone to turn to the last page that I've inserted into your notebooks. This is about Harriet Tubman. So I am going to read to you a section about Harriet Tubman, which is a very good example of a leader, a positive leader in our community. So I'm going to give everybody a moment to turn to the last page in their notebooks. Harriet Tubman. Let's read it together. I want you guys to follow along. And this lady, I can't say her name again. Can you guys say her name again? Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman was a very, very good leader. So you guys put on your listener ears as I read this for you. Harriet Tubman. One of the greatest problems in early American history was slavery. This was the practice of owning another person in order to make them work for no pay. By the 1800s, many people were taking actions against slavery. These people were called abolitionists. One well-known abolitionist was a woman named Sojourner Truth. She was born into slavery, but escaped to freedom when she was very young. Then she traveled the country giving speeches against slavery. Harriet Tubman was another dedicated abolitionist. She helped at least 70 people escape slavery using the Underground Railroad. This was a secret network of paths and houses that brought enslaved people safely to the northern United States and Canada, where slavery was against the law. What was her name again?
Harriet Tubman.
What is Harriet Tubman known for?
For abolitionists.
For
saving slaves.
Saving slaves. So what was that? What was that? It was called the Underground Railroad. Let's say the Underground Railroad.
Underground Railroad.
This was a secret path that she uses to get away. So Harriet Tubman has already made it to freedom, right? Yeah. So she couldn't help but to think about all her people that was left behind. She had made it to United States and Canada, where you couldn't own slaves anymore. So what she could have just thought about herself, but she didn't think about herself. She went back that dangerous way, because it was very hard to get out of that situation. I mean, she survived. She had to go without food, water sometimes. She survived. But was she selfish to go back to that situation to help people that she knew that was in bondage? People that was hurting. She wanted her people to also get away. So she took a chance and she went back to that place where the slaves were owned, and she led so many people through that path that she established to get away. So Harriet was bold. Wasn't she bold? Yes, she was very bold. So she went over there into that country that was owning slaves. She had helped all these people. Regardless, these people had to go long walks. They were tired. They were hungry. And Harriet just kept pushing them. Get away. We got to get away. She stepped behind with weapons. She looked around as her people got away. She was willing to fight for her people. She was willing to protect these people because she wanted so bad for these people, her people, our people, to make it to the other side. It takes somebody that loves God. She was a prayer woman. She prayed and she prayed, and she saved so many slaves and brought them by guiding them through the Underground Railroad. She kept telling them when they got tired sometimes. They didn't think they was going to make it. Some of them thought that they was going to die. They didn't have food. They didn't have water. But Harriet said, you got to keep on keeping on. She was reminded of her strength in God. She had strength. When you got strength in God, that is a strong strength, because that's the Most High grade, and she said, if you keep on, we make that first step, God is going to make that second step. She told her people, she said, no matter what, you keep going. If you hear the dogs, you keep going. If you see the torches, that's the light in the grounds, you keep going. If there is shouting after you, you keep going. Don't ever stop, my people. We got to keep going. If you want a taste of freedom, my people, you just have to keep going. What was her name?
Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman. So that is the lesson. Wait, I want level 1 to just say her name. This is our leader. One time.
Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman. Level 2. What's her name?
Harriet Tubman.
And that concludes our lesson of leadership. Thank you.
Who would you